Yo, how's it going guys? KPR here bringing you guys another video. And today I want to talk about the Black Ops 6 multiplayer. And honestly, I've been having really fun with it. I've also been having fun with zombies. The only thing I really could say I don't like is how big of a grind it could honestly be. But I also like that because in zombies, honestly, the only thing I would do when I played it is the Easter egg. Other than that, I wouldn't really play it as much just because I'm just like, okay, why am I playing this still? Like, going to higher rounds gets boring after a while. But at least in this one, I'm going to have some augments to grind towards and some other cool stuff. But anyways, I want to talk about the multiplayer. I've been playing this way more than I've been with zombies. Zombies, I'll just do it if I don't feel like playing multiplayer anymore. But honestly, I feel like some of the things in multiplayer need to be changed. As in, for weapons, they need to be balanced way more differently than they are right now. Because it truly feels like you're using the same weapon, maybe sometimes at a faster or slower rate of fire. But other than that, their damage numbers are pretty much the same. I literally looked through all the guns and I was checking all the damage ranges and the headshot damage as well. And I'm just like, bro, why even have a headshot multiplier on this weapon? It probably goes up by like 1 or 2. What's the point? It doesn't even reduce the amount of bullets you need to, because you're still going to need to put in the same amount as if you did if you landed only body shots. Like, what? Like, why even go for headshots at that point? It seems that they're trying to grab more of the casual fan base once more, because headshots aren't as rewarding on a bunch of weapons actually. You're still going to need to be putting in the same amount of bullets into someone than you would, like I mentioned already. Like, 4 of the weapons in the assault rifles literally do the same amount of damage, or close to doing the same amount. 2 of them do it the exact same amount of damage. The only difference is the headshot multiplier, and even then it's only by like 2 damage or so. Like, as we can see right now, the XM4, it does 22 damage to the body and then 28 to the head. Now that sounds alright. Now let's go on to the next one, 2 below, the AMIS or AMIS, whatever you guys want to call it. It does 28 to the head and 23 to the body. The GPR, 29 to the head, 23 to the body. You know how many shots you need? You're going to need 5 still. The ASVAL, 27 to the head, 21 to the body. 5 shots still, unless you get a headshot. Now the only difference here is the fire rate. The ASVAL is the and the GPR is the slowest one, coming in at 714 rounds per minute. Now, this is why the weapons can feel the same, because they basically take the same amount of bullets to mark someone, and the headshot multiplier is practically the same. They only reduce the amount of bullets needed by 1 as well. This will make it a 4-shot weapon instead of a 5-shot weapon. However, you will need to land around 2 headshots for the XM4, the AMIS, and the GPR. And you will also, for the ASVAL, in order to make it a 4-shot weapon, you're going to need to land 3 headshots at least. It's better to just go for body shots instead if you're not able to land headshots consistently. Now, if we move on to the AK and the Model L, those two are basically the same type of weapon. They basically do the same amount of damage. The AK-74 does 28 to the body, 36 to the head. And if we look over to the Model L, you will actually see that it basically does around the same damage, 29 to the body, 37 to the head. If you pay attention to the stats right there, it's not looking too good. Now, the other one is the Goblin MK2. This one does 39 to the body, 50 to the head. In order to make the AK-74 and the Model L a 3-shot weapon instead of a 4-shot weapon, you will need to land at least 2 headshots. And this goes the same for the Goblin, because it'll be a 2-shot weapon instead of a 3-shot weapon. There isn't much variety to go off of from the assault rifles, because they all have very low recoil. It's very easily controllable. Literally just hold down on the right stick or just go slightly down on your mouse. And knowing that there are attachments to help you control recoil, it could basically make all the ARs into having no recoil. I would say the only one that might be the hard one to do is the ASVAL, but I still haven't used it yet, so I don't know. There are only 3 types of assault rifles you could use in this game, and those are the ones that have 4 to 5 shots on one, 3 to 4 shots on one, or 2 to 3 shots on one. Like, that's not much to choose from, especially because 4 of those are in the 45 shot category. That's just boring, and they just feel the same. They somewhat sound the same as well. So I'm just like, bro, I don't want to use the assault rifles that much. The only one that actually grabbed my attention was the GPR and the Model L. I used the XM4 and the K74 for just a bit, but then I just put them back down again when I saw it. They just felt the same as the other ones. I'm just like, bro, this doesn't really feel too fun. So I don't know if I will be grinding for the dark matter camo. I might just cave in just because it actually looks cool in my opinion. Now, if we move on to the submachine guns, they will also feel the same. There are only really 3 varieties to pick from as well. Now, this is because one of them would just be a really dumb decision if you pick it, but the other 2 varieties that you can choose from is the one dominating, which is the Tonto, and the other 4, which are the KSV, C9, the PP919, and the PDW. They all do the same amount of damage, and landing headshots with any of these subs without the CHF barrel, which I don't even know which ones makes a true difference in. Hopefully in the Tonto it does, but landing headshots in any of these weapons without that barrel won't make any difference. So it's better to just go for body shots than to actually go for headshots. Now let's look at the damage values this time. If we look at the C9, it does 31 to the head and 29 to the body. It will always be a 4-shot weapon. You can't really change that unless a CHF barrel does that for you. Now, if we go down to the KSV, we will see that in the head it does 28 damage and to the body it does 26 damage. This will also make it a 4-shot weapon. Doesn't really do that much if you land all headshots once again. For the PP919, 32 to the head and 25 to the body. Once again, landing all headshots doesn't make a difference. Really annoying, and you can kind of see that they're trying to go more for the casual players. The PDW, 32 to the head, 27 to the body, 4-shot weapon. Can't really change anything about that. So remember, if you're using any of these subs, don't go for headshots. Doesn't really reward you at all. Now, for the true outliers, it is the Tonto and the Kompakt. Now, the Tonto is being used everywhere because it does some great damage and doesn't really shoot that slow. It says it has a pretty slow fire rate, but it does not feel that way, the way you just melt people insanely fast. I've seen it in a bunch of my lobbies already, and it does 45 to the head and 38 to the body. This will make it a 3-shot weapon all the time. Once again, I don't know if the CHF barrel buffs it, but if it gives it 5 extra damage, it will make it into a 2-shot weapon if you land both headshots. Now, the one I really want to talk about, I've been using this a lot, but it is just horrible. It's just insanely bad how they balance this weapon, and it's the Kompakt 92. This weapon is just a straight up pea shooter. You shoot insanely fast, but as soon as you leave around 12 meters, your target's 12 meters away from you, you're going to need 6 bullets to actually mark them. And it says around 25 meters or so that you will need 10 whole bullets to actually get that kill. This is just insanely annoying. It's just a hit marker machine once you get into those meters, which are in a bunch of these maps. A bunch of people are usually far away from you using the ARs that have insane damage ranges, or using the LMGs that also have insane damage ranges. And both of those also have practically no recoil once they're kitted out. You literally don't even need to control it at all. This is just a horrible way to balance things. Like, yeah, it's insanely fast. It's at 1,000 rounds per minute. I think it was 1,096 or around there. And yeah, that'd be good if it did some decent damage and it had some decent range. However, it has some insane recoil and it has pretty horrible range. Your effective range is 10.8 meters and the minimum effective range is 22.8 or something around there. So let's just go with 23 meters. That is just bad. It's horrible. And the headshot does 21 damage. It goes from 20 to 21. Bruh, that is a 1.05 headshot multiplier. Why even have one? Just leave it at 20. That would make me less mad if it stayed the same than it just going up by 1 damage. Like, bro, what? Now, I did record the damage numbers for the LMGs and the snipers, but the thing is, there are only 3 for both of those categories, and 2 of them are practically the same. The SVD and the Frostline have relatively same numbers, and they both one-shot in the same place, which is the chest and up. The best sniper is probably the LR762 because it one-shots at the stomach and up. Now, the only difference for the XMG and the PU is that if you get all headshots with the XMG, it'll make it a 3-shot weapon. However, with the PU, you will never be able to make it a 3-shot weapon since it's off by 1 damage. The XMG does 34 to the head, and the PU does 33. So, yeah, the PU doesn't need any headshots, it'll always 4-shot no matter what. Now, for the GPMG, that is the last LMG you unlocked. It is the fastest one out of all of them. You will need at least 3 headshots if you want to make a bullet difference. Instead of needing 5 bullets, you will instead need 4. So the best LMG will probably be the XMG, which I've actually seen a bunch of people running right now. That's pretty annoying, but oh well. If we move on to the marksmans, there are 2 different types, and that's because there are 2 burst marksmans and 2 semi ones. If we look at the damage numbers, we can see that the SWAT does 41 to the head and 38 to the body. This will make it a 1 burst kill, which is 3 rounds per burst. And if we look at the AK burst version of this, which is called the AEK 973, it does 44 damage to the head and 40 to the body. This also makes it a 1 burst kill, but if we look at the rounds per minute, the SWAT has a slight advantage over it. Now, if we look at the Sarkov, or however it's pronounced, it's a 1 shot to the head, dealing 105 damage and 75 to the body. This is one of the only weapons that actually rewards you for headshots. Now, if we look at the DM10, it does 70 damage to the head and 50 to the body. So this one, getting headshots doesn't really change much because you're still going to be needing 2 shots in order to mark someone. Now, out of all the 4 marksmen, only one of them rewards you for getting headshots. The other one is pretty much negligible. Now, I want to move on to the secondaries, which truly just the pistols. The rocket launchers are alright so far. The only annoying part was getting the direct hit with the rocket launchers. If you guys are on there, I was truly annoyed. Hopefully you guys aren't struggling as I was. So moving on to the 9mm PM, this does 44 to the head and 37 to the body. This will always make it a 3-shot kill. It's kind of annoying. Headshots don't really do anything once more because 44 plus 44 equals 88, if you guys don't know. So it's not going to be a 2-shot. Now going on to the Grek-Hova, whatever it's called, it does 26 to the head and 20 to the body. This will make it a 4 to 5 shot kill. So in order to get those 4 shots though, you're going to need to hit all headshots. So that kind of sucks, and we see that the effective range is kind of low. So you will actually need 10 bullets in most situations once you cross that 15-meter threshold or so. Next, we move on to my favorite pistol, the GS45. This one is a 57 to the head and 52 to the body. This will always make it a 2-shot kill, so it kind of sucks that headshots don't really matter as much. Now we move on to the Strider 22. This does 34 to the head and 29 to the body. This makes it a 3 to 4 shot kill weapon, but in order to make it a 3-shot hit kill, you're going to actually need to land all headshots. Once again, that kind of sucks, but at least they give you a reason to actually get headshots. If you only get 1 or 2, it's not going to make a difference at all. You're going to need 4 bullets still. You know what I like about the pistols though, is that they're all different. They all have different damage values. It goes 5, 4, 3, 2. 5 being the Grakova, or however you say it, 4 being the Strider, 3 being the 9mm PM, and 2 being the GS45. None of them feel the same, none of them play the same. They are all versatile, and you can use them in different situations for whatever you need, whatever class you want to take. That's what I wanted out of the AR subs and all the other classes. However, a bunch of the guns feel the same, and yes, I expected at least 2 guns to feel the same, but 4 to feel the same? Like, dog, what? That's just insane to me. Like, come on, dude. They could have definitely done better. The headshots don't feel like they really reward you for much, and I'm assuming it's because they want you to keep grinding on this game, because they made it so you need at least 100 headshots before you're able to get to the special camos, which I don't like, but honestly, it doesn't seem as bad anymore because leveling up a weapon, you'll typically get those headshots you needed anyways. I don't know if that's good or bad. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be bad because it means it's even a big grind to get your weapon leveled up and stuff. And I'm not really saying I hate the game. I honestly like the multiplayer. I like how it feels. I like how it plays. And I also like zombies as well. But I don't like the weapon variety. It doesn't feel like there's much to choose from. I also like the field upgrades. They're pretty cool. There's a huge variety as well. And the perk system seems pretty cool so far. I'm enjoying it as well. I, however, don't like the wild card as much just because it feels like some of them are kind of useless. But that's for another video, which I'll most likely do, as well as the best field upgrade. So stay tuned, my dudes. But that's all I really want to talk about. It just feels like there isn't much weapon variety in this game, and you might as well just choose the best one out of the 4 that feel the same. You know, kind of sucks, but I'm hoping some change comes, some buff comes to other weapons, or they just change the headshot multipliers in general, because it doesn't feel like you're rewarded for getting headshots at all. If you guys stayed this far into the video, thank you so much. Leave a like if you guys agree with me. Let me know down in the comments what other things I should have brought up, or if you guys disagree with me, just let me know as well. Leave a dislike if you disagree with me in general. And if you guys are enjoying the content, please subscribe. With that being said, have a good day and stay safe. Later.